Alright, I'd like to enhance the audience's knowledge of pitching in baseball. Pitching is very vital to the sport of baseball because it's how the ball gets to the batter, and without it, you wouldn't be able to play baseball. Back when baseball first started, the ball had to be thrown underhand, and the mound where you throw the ball from was only 30 feet away. They first allowed overhand pitching in 1884. I have done very much research on the history of pitching, and I am a pitcher myself, so I'm a good source of information. And without pitching, the sport of baseball would be entirely different than it is now. So back before 1884, when they had to throw underhand, there were a lot of pitchers who tried to enhance the game by taking a running start and throwing from behind the line, but eventually, when they did let you throw overhand, certain pitchers started throwing different pitches, and you get that in a second here. But back then, there was a man named Jim Creighton. Jim Creighton, he is probably the most known pitcher from back in the day, because he would start his windup and then he would bring the ball so low to the ground that when he threw it, it almost looked like the ball was rising up. And many pitchers tried this, but they could never perfect it because their catcher was never athletic enough to catch it. The catcher that Jim Creighton had was Joe Leggett, and he's known as one of the best catchers to play the game. And now I'll show a PowerPoint on different ways or different pitches you can throw. So this is one of the most common ones. It's a four-seam fastball. All you really do is just place your two index fingers on one of the seams, and then perpendicular to the ball, and then place your thumb underneath the ball, resting it on the leather, and then you just throw it like you normally would. The next one is a two-seam fastball. It's basically the same as a four-seam. It's just a little bit easier to throw. You place your index and middle fingers on top of the ball between the seams, and then you place your thumb on the bottom side of the ball and hold onto the leather just like you do for a four-seam, and then just throw it like normal. And then a little bit more of a challenge, a little more challenging of a pitch is the palm ball. Basically just do what's in the name and just put the ball in your palm and then wrap your fingers around the ball. And then the index and the ring fingers are on opposite sides, basically for balance. And then you hold, the deeper the grip you hold, the better pitch it's going to be. And then the last one is a curveball. For this, there's many different ways to throw the curveball, but the way I do it is putting my index finger off the ball, such as like you're pointing at something, and then the middle finger goes on one of the seams and the thumb goes on the back. And then you when you throw, rotate your thumb upward and snap the middle finger down, and your index finger is pointing where you're going to throw, basically. Okay. To continue, I'll name a few notable pitchers from all time periods. Tom Seaver he's a pitcher from the Yankees. Christy Mathewson is also a pitcher from the Yankees. Pedro Martinez is one of the best pitchers from the Boston Red Sox. Bob Gibson is from the St. Louis Cardinals. Nolan Ryan was a pitcher for the Astros. Randy Johnson was a pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. Greg Maddux was a pitcher for the Braves. Cy Young is probably one of the most known pitchers, but when he played, it was back in the 1880s, so all the teams that he played for no longer exist. And there's an award named after Cy Young. It's just called the Cy Young Award, and that goes to the best pitcher in each of the divisions of baseball. And then there's Sandy Koufax from the Dodgers and Walter Johnson from the Senators. So in conclusion, I'd just like to express the importance of pitching, because like I said, without it, you wouldn't be able to play the game of baseball. And as the games progress, it's really having as many pitches that I showed as you can in your inventory is the more you have, the better you'll be. And so this is how you pitch a ball in baseball, and feel free to try some of these. Thank you.